From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Homeland Security funding, only days away from a potential shutdown in Washington, has still yet to come up with a budget agreement. We look at the effects that a government shutdown could have on our borders.
A battle for the board. Diane Douglas has accepted legislation clearing up her duties as superintendent of schools. But we spoke to Douglas supporters who want her role to be stronger.
And whistleblower protection. The botched Fast and Furious gun running operation lost track of thousands of firearms at the Arizona border. Find out how it's leading to a new national effort to protect government whistleblowers.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Ryan Hill.
And I'm Brittany Bade. Thanks for joining us.
The clock continues to wind down with everyone holding their breath. Friday's deadline for approval for funding for the Department of Homeland Security is approaching. The members of Congress have approved the ins and outs of a potential clean bill that would allocate the necessary resources to the department. One of the many concerns with the absence of funding will be border security. I went down to Nogales, Arizona to see how U.S. Customs and Border Protection is preparing for the possible shutdown.
Our battle is right here at the port of entry.
On one side, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, who has the responsibility to check the hundreds of thousands of people crossing the U.S.-Mexican border each year. On the other, Congress, fighting to find a way to fund the Department of Homeland Security. Assistant Port Director Joe Agostini says a shutdown will not affect the front lines.
CBP will remain focused. CBP will not deviate from our mission. You know, we want to make sure that the public knows that nothing is going to affect the operations.
Many Customs and Border Protection workers will be labeled as essential employees, which means they will have to man their post without pay. But no money means no money spent. Business owners like Fernando Araujo, who generate profits from officers spending money in their stores, feel like it could take a toll on Nogales' economy.
90% of my business is based on Mexico. All the people coming from Mexico are going towards Mexico. As you can see, we're right on the highway to Mexico, and it will affect me 90%. I'll be shutting down my business.
Araujo is also concerned on how secure his town will be if DHS officers are furloughed.
My main concern will be security for Nogales. The police department is really small for the town, so when there's something happens, Border Patrol helps, U.S. Customs, DEA, everyone.
Agostini says dollars will not distract his officers.
Our job is to encourage our own officers to ensure to them that they're going to get paid for their work. That it's not their job to worry about that part. Their job is to stay focused on what's going on at the border and to ensure that the border is secure.
Democrats and Republicans voted on the clean bill for DHS funding 98-2 earlier today. A decision for the official authorization for Homeland Security could be made at any moment, though it is still unclear how long this political ping-pong match will go on before the clock strikes 12 on Friday.
When it comes to the immigration debate, there's one type of visa program that doesn't get a lot of attention. It's a visa to protect human trafficking victims, but it only reaches a fraction of the victimized. However, that's not due to lack of demand. Cronkite News reporter Liliana Salgado explains.
Each year, over 2 million young women and children are taken for the sex trade.
The government makes 5,000 of these so-called T visas available every year. Yet in the span of 5 years, only a little over 10% of that amount have been granted. The numbers have increased in recent years from only 197 in 2009 to 824 in 2014. But advocates say it's still a struggle to obtain.
You do need a reasonable request for assistance from a prosecutor.
Apart from reasonable requests for assistance, one must also be in the United States, be or have been a victim of severe human trafficking, comply with law enforcement in any request to investigate or prosecute your case, and also be able to demonstrate that you would experience extreme hardships if removed from the United States.
Even if you comply with all of this, law enforcement has the final say.
My client has actually testified against some pretty serious trafficking and involving the Zetas gang in Mexico and so on, and put his life on the line, and yet Customs and Border Patrol did not sign off.
In Washington, D.C., Liliana Salgado, Cronkite News.
A report released this week shows sex trafficking was on the rise here in the Valley, but researchers said they were not able to tie that to the Super Bowl earlier this month.
As the country rises out of the recession, newly released employment forecast reports that jobs rates in Arizona for the next 2 years are looking up. Nicole Stein has the latest encouraging numbers. Nicole?
Ryan, while the numbers are encouraging, there is some concern for college graduates looking for work. That's because the latest data from the Arizona Department of Administration shows that 14.4% of new jobs since 2013 have required no more than a high school diploma. Meanwhile, only 11.4% have required an associate's or bachelor's degree. That means people with college degrees have limited options when it comes to taking their career to the next level here in Arizona.
There are a lot of entry-level positions, and so Arizona may be a good market to find entry-level positions. But once you reach mid-career, there may be limited options. I wouldn't say there are no options.
Aside from those numbers, employment rates in the state are forecasted to steadily increase over the next 2 years, with careers in leisure and hospitality rising the most at 8.2%. Nicole Stein, Cronkite News.
2 men who blew the whistle on the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives botched gun trafficking investigation in Phoenix were on hand Wednesday in Washington. Cronkite News sent reporter Sarah Donnell to meet with the men after a new Whistleblowers Protection Caucus was revealed.
The Whistleblower Protection Act has been a law since 1989, but it didn't help John Dodson or Peter Frichelli when they came forward to expose Operation Fast and Furious in Arizona.
My job and the way my agency treats me changed so drastically. I can't go back to the life that I had before. Like I say, my people that were my friends no longer deal with me. I'm pretty much declared radioactive by the agency and a significant portion of the government and Department of Justice.
The ATF lost track of thousands of guns that straw buyers purchased and transferred to criminals. After Dodson and Frichelli came forward, they faced retaliation.
In many instances, there are no penalties for retaliation or making allegations against a whistleblower, and that's something I think needs to be addressed.
A bipartisan group of senators agrees and formed the Whistleblower Protection Caucus.
This caucus, then, must send a message, and will send a message, that the legislative branch of government understands whistleblowers' indispensable role in fighting fraud.
If Dodson had to do it again, he wouldn't do anything differently.
Even though I didn't anticipate how bad the consequences were going to be, I made a decision. I was prepared to accept them, whatever they did.
But he hopes the caucus will help future whistleblowers.
The caucus, a bipartisan group of 10 senators, Republican and Democrat, can bring that laser beam focus on a whistleblower and afford him that protection that the law doesn't.
Dodson and Frichelli were on hand this week when the Whistleblower Protection Caucus was unveiled. Live in Washington, D.C., I'm Sarah Donnell, Cronkite News.
The Federal Communications Committee has approved implementing net neutrality regulations designed to make internet service providers keep a free and open internet. The commission passed a proposal on a 3-2 vote this afternoon, stopping ISPs from creating fast lanes and discriminating against content. The new regulations will be published in the following weeks.
The waters seem to be settling on the battle over education. Next on Cronkite News, a closer look at the bill some say will clear up disputes over who's in charge of our schools.
And later, children sent to psychologists when they really need a doctor. How strep throat can lead to a childhood misdiagnosis.
This winter, we'll take you to the heart of Downton.
You have to take control of your feelings before they take control of you.
Thomas. We'll place you at the scene of the crime.
Trouble seeks you out, doesn't it? Yes.
And we'll fly you to the ends of the earth.
Are you seeing this?
Support the one place that can take you any place.
Hi, I'm Beth McDonald, host of 8's brand new show, Arizona Collectibles. Filming for season 2 is right around the corner. For your chance to be a guest on the show, visit us online at azpbs.org/collectibles.
That's wonderful.
Okay. Make sure to sign up early because spots fill up fast. I look forward to meeting you and seeing your treasures. Until then, thanks for watching. Thursday nights at 7:30 on 8 HD.
News doesn't stop on Friday at 7:30 at night. PBS NewsHour Weekend is kind of a natural next step. The NewsHour's been committed to being available on air or online, and now weekdays or weekends. There's no shortage of news that's out there, but why do people come to us? To give them some context and analysis that they can't find somewhere else.
PBS NewsHour Weekend, only on PBS. Check local listings.
Superintendent of Public Instruction Diane Douglas and Governor Doug Ducey may have finally come to an agreement.
The peaceful coexistence comes after a public battle over who has the power to fire employees on the Board of Education. As Cronkite News reporter Jamie Warren reports, Douglas is publicly supporting a Senate effort to clarify the rules.
The real issue here is about our children, about creating an ongoing process to ensure that they have the absolute highest standards, high quality education that we can absolutely provide them, and not fighting over one or two staff members.
Superintendent of Public Instruction Diane Douglas stepped up to the podium at the Senate Education Committee meeting today and put the best spin possible on what some would describe as the losing side of a power struggle.
For working with me to craft a solution and keep this out of court and save the taxpayers untold dollars.
The committee approved a bill which would transfer control of the Board of Education employees out of Douglas's hands and into the board's supervision. The measure comes 2 weeks after Douglas fired 2 board employees, only to have the move overturned by Governor Doug Ducey.
I feel like the bill actually gives the legislature a little bit more oversight over the state board than we currently have in terms of their employees.
The role of the superintendent would be defined to execute policies set by the board, but some who attended the meeting weren't happy to see an elected official being stripped of any authority.
She is now circumventing the will of the people as well by surrendering her authority to these bureaucrats, lobbyists, and political ladder climbers.
If the bill passes, it may be the sponsor, Senator Kelly Ward, who deserves a little credit for making sure political power doesn't overshadow the education debate. In Phoenix, Jamie Warren, Cronkite News.
The bill now moves to the full Senate.
The Department of Child Safety has seen dramatic decreases in wait times for people calling their child safety hotline.
Average times dropped from nearly 5 minutes to 30 seconds over the past year.
And dropped calls to the hotline also decreased 20%. Officials said the improvements are due to system upgrades and updated processes.
The DCS hotline almost received 153,000 calls in 2014. Now, doctors and parents want state legislature to help raise awareness about neurological issues in their children.
And how those issues can be misdiagnosed. Cronkite News reporter Ariel Rose is live in the broadcast center.
I spoke with parents and grandparents about the importance of getting proper treatment. They are so passionate about the issue, they took the problem to the Arizona House of Representatives. Carrie Kling knows firsthand how misdiagnosis can prolong a child's illness. She testified at the hearing that her son had an autoimmune response to strep throat. He was misdiagnosed as having Tourette syndrome 7 years ago. Kling went back and forth to physicians.
I was told by several psychiatrists that this is the way he was. There was nothing we could do. It was all in the wiring of the brain and genetics.
Dr. Michael Daines also appeared before the House Ad Hoc Committee on Pediatric Autoimmune Neuropsychiatric Disorders. The University of Arizona professor says 1/3 of children will develop some type of psychiatric behavioral issue and 1/5 are caused by immune or autoimmune problems.
The immune system is essentially attacking the brain, and when it does that, it makes for abnormal brain activity.
Some of the symptoms include disorders of movement, thought, and behavior. Daines says those disorders often get misdiagnosed as psychiatric problems and the underlying immune problem is overlooked.
This would be like having your car engine making a loud noise, and instead of fixing the engine, you just turn up the radio.
Kling says it took patience and persistence on her part for her son to finally be treated properly for the infection.
He began to heal. It's been 7 years. We've had 22 doctors in 4 states. But I'm thrilled to tell you my son has made a 98% recovery.
Dr. Daines believes that setting up a center specifically for the treatment and study of these diseases would definitely increase the awareness in the state. Live in the broadcast center, Ariel Rose, Cronkite News.
Coming up, a Valley landmark could be meeting its end.
We speak to families who say they'd hate to see Encano Park's Enchanted Island go and take a look at the changes that could make it happen.
And another Phoenix staple closed its doors last October, but it could see itself revived in a new way and see how are trying to save this Valley classic.
For veterans, coming back to civilian life brings new challenges, new opportunities, and new stories of remarkable courage and accomplishment. Sharing their stories can help communities understand the veteran experience, and through Arizona Veterans Coming Home, 8 connects veterans and their families to resources and services for a successful transition to civilian life. Explore some of the best resources and opportunities for veterans at azpbs.org/veterans. Arizona Veterans Coming Home, connecting Arizona's veterans to the right resources at the right time. Watch sneak previews of what's coming soon to 8. Go to azpbs.org/previews today. Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University, delivers new ideas and new worlds to the explorer in you.
For more than 25 years, Enchanted Island Amusement Park has been an affordable and safe place to go for local families. But now the City of Phoenix has offered the park's operating permit to the highest bidder, which could force its current local owners and all of their historic rides out.
My wife and I have been here for 25 years.
The Lyons family?
This was us when we met here at the park.
Met and grew up at Enchanted Island Amusement Park.
They just keep going here.
But now the family-run park is up for grabs.
Parks Department has requested permission to put out an RFP from the board.
An RFP is a request for proposal.
It could go out to the winning bidder.
It's just a process really of due diligence of the city. We want to create an environment where there's some competitive bidding for this.
Which is not an issue with us. We're all about competition. We think that's good for the city.
The problem is the Parks and Recreation Department hasn't approved the Lyons family request to rebid on their park. On its Facebook page, Enchanted Island reached out to its visitors for support. Many shared childhood memories of the park that revolved around the historic rides. So if Enchanted Island Park does close, the only thing that will still be here for sure is this carousel.
Now the current operator does own those rides, so depending on what happens with that, they would take those with them, and a new operator would likely come in with something similar.
But a similar product isn't enough for the Lyons family.
We do it for the joy, we do it for the community.
The joy of running an amusement park along with his wife and 4 kids.
We just want to continue that family tradition.
The City of Phoenix Parks and Recreation Department is holding their monthly meeting right now, and Enchanted Island encourages its supporters to call the Parks Department. The Lyons family's ownership ends on May 31st.
A vintage Phoenix icon closed its doors last year. Cronkite News reporter Justin McDuffie takes a look at how Mary Coyle's Ice Cream plans to make a comeback in a whole new way.
Mary Coyle's Ice Cream Parlor has a chance to once again allow its customers to take a walk down memory lane. The nostalgic shop opened its doors in 1951. After being in business for 6 decades, Mary Coyle's closed last year, leaving customers yearning for that soda shop feel.
Kind of seemed super sudden, and I noticed a lot of people on Facebook felt the same way.
The growth of the Valley has been tremendous since the store opened, causing many local Phoenix icons to get creative or meet their fate. Mary Coyle's attempting to make a comeback with the help of their loyal customers. They're hoping to raise enough money to create a food truck like these that travel across the valley.
Mary Coyle's is a place where you can go at any time with grandma or grandpa and enjoy a scoop of ice cream.
With help from their fans, Mary Coyle hopes to raise $45,000 to make the food truck happen through their Kickstarter campaign.
Any contribution, we're going to give you a certificate back for some ice cream. So everybody's rewarded for participating in this campaign.
Kristen Peterson was a frequent customer who contributed to the campaign in hopes to bring back the legendary ice cream shop.
Now I have the chance to, take my son there, and even if it's just a food truck, I know that he'll get to have like the same experience that I got to have.
Owner Mike Stoffe hopes to have the food truck on Valley Roads by Memorial Day, just in time for summer. In Phoenix, Justin McDuffie, Cronkite News.
To date, more than $2,000 have already been pledged to Mary Coyle on her Kickstarter page. Now, it might be a little chilly for ice cream tonight, but Angeli Meehan is tracking the changes in our forecast. Angeli?
It's a beautiful day out there today here in the valley. Right now it is 75 degrees. Our high today is 76. The record set for today was back in 1986 when we reached 91 degrees here in the valley. The average temperature around this time of year is 73 degrees, so we're a little warmer this time of year. What to expect? Well, we can expect a few more high clouds to roll into the valley. It'll warm up tomorrow right before the rainfall expected for this weekend. As we take a look at our satellite radar map, there's a storm system clipping the northeast corner of the state, which will increase the chances of snow up in the high country today going into this evening. Back here in Phoenix tonight, it's going to be mostly clear skies. We're going to go down to 52 degrees tonight, and it's going to heat up tomorrow as we hit 79 degrees tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. The winds will pick up, which means tomorrow will be breezy, with winds expected to reach 25 miles per hour. So be sure to spray a little more hairspray tomorrow to keep those locks in place. And enjoy that warm and sunny weather while you still can tomorrow, because it's going to be a wet weekend. Bust out those board games because you might want to make some indoor plans this weekend. Mostly cloudy skies for Saturday with an increased chance of showers, and we're definitely going to see rain on Sunday. So be sure to have an umbrella on hand. Let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. That rain on Sunday is going to continue into Monday and Tuesday, with temperatures rising slightly to the mid-60s. For Cronkite Weather, I'm Angeli Meehan.
Being safe never looked so good. Now, one local company is doing these types of things to make sure these safety items are a little bit more stylish.
At ASU, we believe the most important semester is the one that starts after you get your diploma, the one called life. So we work hard to help our alumni thrive, teaching them the importance of not only achieving their goals, but exceeding them. With innovative programs that embrace hands-on learning, that encourages real-world growth. Our alumni know it can be the education of a lifetime, for a lifetime. For more information, thrive.asu.edu.
Should I believe in the world, Mama? I think so. Should I give up and hide, or should I stay and fight? Should I believe in the rules, Mama?
What are the consequences?
Can I speak out my mind in these changing times? I don't know what to believe, Mama.
Will you march with us?
There's a fire inside, there's a storm on the rise. Give me a reason to be, Mama.
Buonasera.
'Cause I need someone to believe, believe, believe in.
The world is more complicated than it's ever been.
The NewsHour is always going to take you deeper and take you broader.
And that is worth fighting for.
Night after night, 7 days a week.
I'm Maria Hinojosa.
I'm Gwen Eiffel. And I'm Judy Woodruff.
On behalf of all of us here, thanks for watching.
Cronkite News is proud to join the Arizona PBS News block here on 8 HD.
Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on Arizona Horizon in PBS NewsHour.
Coming up after Cronkite News, it's Arizona Horizon. Hear about proposed legislation that could make it easier for some businesses to get liquor licenses. And we'll look at what causes kids to drop out of schools and how best to address the problem.
I'm Gwen Eiffel. On the next NewsHour, Paul Salmon on what you don't know about Social Security and how to get the benefits you've earned.
It's normal to see clothes and jewelry in your average boutique, but here in the Valley, one store is setting a new trend by selling what they call trendy tasers. Casey Brecker takes us shopping.
I would much prefer, like I said, going into a boutique rather than a gun shop.
Kim Kendall, owner of Clothes Minded Boutique in Phoenix, is hoping to start a new trend in the fashion world. At this boutique for women, you can walk out with a new outfit and a trendy taser to go along with it.
I would be more intrigued and more likely to purchase it in an environment that's more female friendly.
Pink is the popular pick.
You can stand your ground, you can protect yourself, and then you can simply get away.
Mark Korf is the president of AZ Safe. He says this taser, the C2, can shoot 50,000 volts of electricity from 15 feet away.
They go into what's called neuromuscular incapacitation. They fall to the ground for 30 seconds. They can't move any of their limbs, but it doesn't kill them.
The taser also has a flashlight and laser designed to scare off predators before a confrontation.
Bad things can happen anywhere, anytime, to anybody.
That's why Kendall hopes her idea spreads to boutiques throughout the nation.
I don't want to carry the same things they sell at Nordstrom because you can just go to Nordstrom and buy it. So I want to carry things that maybe nobody's ever heard of before.
A purchase with the power of protection. In Phoenix, Casey Brecker, Cronkite News.
Shockingly cute. Close-minded Boutique just started selling the tasers just 2 weeks ago. They cost $300 a piece. A permit is not required to buy a taser in Arizona. You are able to carry the taser as long as it is only used for self-defense.
And that's it for Cronkite News tonight.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Find top Arizona stories anytime at CronkiteNewsOnline.com.